Ben ne yapacağım zaten buna? Sana bırakacağız tabii.
I never thought I'd come back here.
Reavers, of course.
Bir şey gördüm orada, bir şey gördüm.
This place. It used to be sacred. Now it sits abandoned, vandalized. Hopefully the objects I'm looking for are still here.
Anlaşıldı. Yine zehirleri patlatacağız.
much about that day I wish I could change. If only I'd seen the signs.
Incoming! Above you! Anything illuminating?
Aklım çıktı. Şerefsiz herif.
Of the Hewley family. One
Tamam.
of the first families ripped apart.
Para eder mi onu da bayağı.
That's all the crests. Thank you for finding them. My circlet's here.
It's on that pedestal by the balcony!
We must remove these creatures first.
Alka!
Ez.
Look at this.
Buraya ok at lan. Ne yapıyorsun? Taz nerede? Heh. Bana taksana mı kanks?
It belonged to you.
A simple commitment. After the ceremony, he had a new one made every week, each more beautiful than the last. He stopped when I refused to teach him the old magic.
Tamam.
You know, my people used to send me gifts too, so I wouldn't forget home. But after the birth of my son, they stopped. I can't read that from here. Let's head back and I can take a better look.
Tamam. Bakarız şimdi. NP.
I thought I'd feel peace by breaking it. But I feel nothing.
Perhaps what you seek cannot be found in a circlet.
You may be right.
Come on, Kratos! Off your back!
Ölüşe bak benim. Şaka mı ya?
word isn't complete. It's missing a piece. The door is shut. If memory serves, we'll need to light both of those torches to open it. This is a mystic fire. Its flames are short-lived.
Şundan. Ne yaktık? Abdullah bizimle eğlenir misin ya?
I believe we have to light both torches at the same time. That's it.
Nasty hit. You all right, brother?
Come on, Kratos, get up!
Çok can yedik şeyde ya, şu salakta.
There. I see the chalice.
Yani böyle olması gerekiyor işte.
From the ceremony.
A symbol of
Barışın
reconciliation.
sembolü. Pekala. Buna karşı da hiçbir şeyimiz yok dostum.
We drank from the lover's chalice until we could hardly stand. I confided in him that night about wanting an apology from Freyr. Odin reassured me that he'd be the only family I'd need. And I believed him. The word is complete, but I still can't read it from here. Let's head
Tamam
back down.
kardeşim. Geri döneceğiz de şurada kutu bıraktık oğlum.
Better now.
The pain only grows.
Oğlum senin de ne acın varmış be kanka içinde. Bir sıçtara attı şu ağacın dibine ya.
What more do I need to do?
Acım da acım, acım da acım.
It's a denouncement from my people, placed during my wedding.
Biz bayağı bir şeyler yaptık ama kastık orada. Yine 15K külliyat olmuş.
The runic work. After all the battles I've fought, why does the
Akanta
other side of
Purina
this door scare me
Purinata.
most?
The most difficult battles are fought within. But
Evet, neyle savaşacağız acaba? Her şeyi
you will not
verdiniz.
fight alone. Are you ready?
Yes. There it is.
Ne çıkacak
My
oradan?
final
O
tie
delikten.
to Asgard. We drove that sword into the pillar together. The sword was forged for the ceremony. A symbol of our union. Mona.
The stone refuses to let go.
Mona!
Hadi never give up hadi. Aslan.
Deepest wounds form the strongest bonds. Bastard said it as part of our vows. I hate it when he's right. Asgard holds a part of me I can't sever. I bond to my son, to the Valkyries. That damn Rome isn't just Odin's. It belongs to me too.
Böyle göt ederler adam işte Odin.
The pain he caused is his. I refuse to keep holding on to it. This sword no longer holds our legacy. But it will serve as mine.
A much more fitting use for it.
Bir frost etkisi versin ya. Can barlarında azalmalı, bizde bufflar.
Learn anything?
Ver abi. Giysin abla. Okuduk mu bunda? Tamam. Boş bir yazıydı.
I suppose it's on to the next battle now.
Yes. You won an important one today.
Oğlum öyle bir geliş mi var Allah aşkına, sen ne diyorsun ya? Yaptık le. Tamam. Bırak lan beni, ısırma hayvan herif. Oğlum insan ısırılır mı ya böyle? La havle ya. Sen bu alt çenen gitti kanka. Zor.
If I may,
Since when have you ever asked for permission?
it's just... I owe you my life. It is. And I've caused you so much pain. Put you in a terrible situation. For that, Freya, I'm truly sorry.
I wanted to end that war too.
I know. But I swear to do better by you nonetheless.
Halen de görevi var lan. Ha, mavetten ayrıldı.
Consider it done. I'm forever in your debt.
I appreciate that. Even if you can't help being an obnoxious know-it-all.
I'm afraid I'll never know how to stop doing that, Your Majesty.
Anına avradını aklım çıktı piç. Böyle mi dalınıyormuş insana ya? Aha, iki taneler bile bu kadar. Yapamadım ya. Öldüm. Ben zıbardım burada ya, böyle bir şey yok ya. Geberdik. Hayır ya. Bir daha atlayacak üstüne piç. Çarpılıyorum. Akıma kapıldım piç. Bak elektrikli abi böyle olmaz. İyiyiz.
What's that?
So much for that boat.
Evet.
You know, an arrogant man once told me you can't change the past, only how it shapes you. I think he might be right. It's been a while since I've had a confidant. Would the god of few words lend me his ear now and again?
As long as I am needed.
Freya ölecek mi acaba lan? Almıyorum seni de yeter be. Aa.
Freya, you were speaking of your brother after he was burned by the Aesir mob.
Yes. It haunted him for a long time.
Şuradan biraz
His
devam edelim ya.
carefree ways were replaced with nightmares, paranoia, and lashing out. It doesn't excuse what he said at my wedding, but I do understand where his anger came from.
Freya, there's something I've always wanted to ask. What was it Hrimthur whispered to you?
Who?
Hrimthur, the son of Thormur, the stonemason, who disguised himself and built Asgard's wall.
Set that aside for now. Come.
Hold that thought. It's about to get back. Aye, give him what for.
Unstable! Get back!
Patience is piety. Please, leave me to my prayers. I await Freya, the great healer.
I am here.
She will cure me. I have been a loyal follower. She would not abandon...
I am Freya. What do you need?
Only she can cure my sickness. With mangold, mire, and poem.
We must help her.
She demands a cure. She is dead.
She is trapped here, ignorant of her own death. If we bring her what she needs, she'll move on.
You're certain?
I'm not going to do nothing. She needs mangold, mire, and palm. We should find some. Well done. What did you find?
As you asked.
Get that thing to shut up!
Behind you, watch out!
Bırak beni. Oo.
Watch out!
Ne kanka?
Behind you, watch out!
was a time I could recall the face of every one of my people, but sometimes I wonder if gods live too long.
I once felt the same.
What's it say, brother?
Could be useful. Sigil arrows won't work on this. Looks like that worked. Well, that did it.
Aha piç gördüm orada bir tane.
That's everything I need. Let's return to the Sixth Spirit.
Hadi.
Cure the dead.
I promised I would take care of my people.
You do not even remember her. Nor she you.
And?
Let us return to the spirit.
Have you
We have
finally...
collected the plants.
Could this be? I feel my vitality returning to me. I feel... Freya.
I am here.
I knew you would return. Even as the doubters cursed your name.
Thank
Geç hadi geç. Geç.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Ne geldi?
Freya, can't you remember anything about what Hrimthur the stonemason's son said to you after building Asgard's wall?
Oh, yes. One of the many occasions Odin saw fit to involve me in a wager without my consent. I wish I could say that was the worst of his husbandly habits.
What wager?
I've told this story, brother.
And now she may tell her own.
There isn't that much to tell. I knew nothing of it at first, surely because Odin didn't expect to lose the bet.
And time to walk. The story will keep.
The mayor, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? That it tickled?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame.
Freya, you were just beginning to tell us the story of Hrimthur, the stonemason's son, and the wager Odin involved you in.
Yes. All right. A mysterious mason had to build the entire wall in 3 turns of the season.
2! It was 2!
And if he was late... he'd be owed nothing. But if he succeeded, he was promised an audience.
Bayağı bir şeyle tamamlamışız.
Or so I learned one day when Odin burst into our bedchambers, raging and half drunk before noon, telling me to get dressed and go see what the mason wants. So off I went, not knowing what had truly been promised or expected.
Gayet iyi bir lootla bu işi bitirdik burada ya. Okey bence.
Giant in disguise.
His name was Hrimthur.
He just smiled to see me. And as you said, he whispered in my ear. He said the Aesir had killed his father, and he needed to know that one day they'd burn for it. I pointed out I was Aesir now too, technically. He gave me a look, as if he somehow knew better, and continued. He said he'd built in a structural flaw behind the Asgard realm tower.
I knew it! How do we make use of it? We'll just pick this up later.
Artık oyunun normal haline bir dönüş. Şu Alfheim'daki bir şeye de bakacağım bu arada. Şuraya bir gidelim. Bu 12 oldu, bir tane sandık verecek. Çok iyi bir şey vereceğini zannetmiyorum şu anda 12 kurgunda da.
This will be of use.
Görecek tabii.
What is this?
Ravens, the ones we've been destroying. Odin's little spies.
New father, new mother, new fate to suffer. In life we hanged, in death we kneeled. And with your steel.
So destroying the ravens free their spirits somehow. Good to know.
Free.
Well, free of Odin's control anyway.
Bunu sen yeni öğrenmedin Kangster ya. Devam. Teh. Ölmüyoruz ki oğlum, sürekli diriliyoruz. Uyan kalk. Tamam, buradaki hep var. Ya şu... Burada yok bir şey. Burası neydi? Hayır hayır, burası değil. Burası neydi? Burası değil. Burası neydi? Kanyonlara bit. Attık kendimizi bir kanyona bir tur. Orada aklımda olan bir
Are
yer
we
var
off to
ya.
find that elven sanctum then, or something else?
We certainly can. Though we do have something else that needs our attention. We found a Hofgufer out in the Barrens, my lady. In terrible pain. We freed it, but there's another intern somewhere beneath the Forbidden Sands.
A Hofgufer? I haven't seen one since I was a child. Lead the way.
Tık. Selamünaleyküm.
Do you regret it, Lemire?
Most likely. What are we talking about in particular?
Giving up your body?
I regret exchanging my life for my freedom? That's a question I ask myself every day, my lady.
What about today?
Today? Glad to be out in the world. How else could I spend such quality time with you?
Okay, okay.
Bir bu vardı. Kum fırtınasından üstü kapalı kalmıştı. Nereden? Bir şey mi var burada? Yok, buraya menfur vardı. Menfur muydu neydi? Onu kestik şurası. Heh. Bileceğimiz mekan. De. Yürüyerek gitmeyelim, bunlar geride kalmasınlar. Gel buraya. Bakalım ne çıkacak.
Freya, what you said about the flaw that Hrimthur built into Asgard's wall, did he explain how it works? How do we exploit it?
Wait. Let us look this way.
Much of the sand has been cleared away, but another storm rages beyond that pass, which must mean...
Another Hofgufer.
Meki.
Burada bakalım ne var. Buraya. Şuradan da binebiliyorsun kanka.
I remember when Freya and I traveled to this realm as children. The desert was healthy and full of life back then. I can't help but fear that era has ended for good and our efforts here are futile.
It's a fair concern. Healing this land will take more than a pair of singing Hofgufer. But I have to believe in the long run, we're doing right by Alfheim.
Bir boss var gibi hissediyorum bu işin sonunda ya.
Well, best we start looking for a way underground.
Keep a lookout for a cave. I see an entrance.
I hope Freyr will appreciate our work here in the desert. I wonder if he knows how poorly this realm has fared in his absence.
Aye. Hearing the Song of the Sands again is a rare privilege, even if it's only a solo act.
Or a duet, once this Hofgufa is free. This architecture, it is not of the Dark Elves.
An abandoned ancient settlement by the looks of it. Built long before the Lightwell's creation.
More hive matter as well.
I'd say we're on the right track then.
Burada bir şeyle karşılaşacağız da sağlam. Dur bakalım.
This kind of hive material is sensitive to sound. How odd. When I last came here with you and Atreus, I assumed the absence of Alfheim's light was an aberration. I didn't realize it was covered by it.
Aye. And as far as the Dark Elves are concerned, it's that light column in the center of the temple that's the aberration. Just look at how old some of these surfaces are. Far older than the Lightwell, or even our trapped Hafgifa for that matter.
That's quite the empathetic perspective, Mimir.
Well, dangle from a burly god's backside for a few winters, and you'll find yourself looking for all sorts of new perspectives.
Şuraya bir ineyim. İnemedim.
More high. Too big for that. Maybe the Twilight Stone on the ground will help. Well, there you go.
Brother! The wee bastard's about to explode!
Enemies on the left.
Devam.
Watch your left!
Alpha!
Light elves.
Hit the minor!
Watch your right!
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
One side, incoming!
Light elves don't often travel underneath.
Territory changes hands often in Alfheim, or so it appears.
Big Beard did mention that these ruins have historical significance for the Light Elves. I assume they're only here to keep intruders out.
Well, at least they tried.
I suspect the corpse below would disagree. Good eye. Let's continue, shall we? Right side, brother!
I hope freeing these half-goofers will allow them to breed again. It was a dazzling display once. The skies of Alfheim filled with their song.
I imagine it's the lack of fresh light that's caused this pair to grow abnormally large. No use in having babies if there's nothing for them to feed on.
Trying to protect their children from a harsh world. I can relate.
Buradan geldik oğlum biz ya. Aşağıda bir şey var mı? Yok gibi.
I wonder if these two comprehend the choice they face once freed.
What choice do you speak of?
The life cycle of the Hofgufa. In order to breed, they must pass on their light to their children.
And without light, they will die.
I suppose that's all any of us can hope for. That our death has purpose. That we can live on through our children. Given another chance, I know what choice I will make. Good. Almost there. Well done. Time to set it loose.
Aye, back to the surface then.
Bu ne lan?
From behind! Incoming!
Oğlum babanıza neler yaptım, size neler yaparım lan ben.
A pipe.
Used in many of Freyr's blessings, I imagine.
The fate of these creatures. It reminds me of a story.
Does it?
There once was a blacksmith whose king commanded him to construct a box that could contain all the evils of the world. what no metal could hold such power. So the blacksmith used the flame.
Kratos, is this a story meant to ease my grief?
Perhaps it is just a story. A way to pass the time.
I appreciate the sentiment, but, well, your stories...
What about my stories?
I wouldn't exactly call them a comfort.
Fair. Mimir is the better storyteller.
Now, don't sell yourself short, brother. You've come a long way from the days of laconic fables.
It's okay. Finish your story, Kratos.
The blacksmith's daughter was the key to unlocking the box. He died trying to protect her from those who would open it.
Well, at least it's a relatable story.
Verin lan bakalım ha.
It appears we've overstayed our welcome in Alfheim.
Time to end this story.
Take solace in knowing you did what you thought was best for your son's safety. Even these creatures know. There is little choice for a parent. You are not alone.
I'm not, am I? And now neither are they.
Güzel sahne.
Misty. It's beautiful.
Harbiden çok güzel sahne yapmış adamlar.
Thank you, Kratos. This land sings once more. We've done good here.
No rush to leave yet, is there? Who knows what kind of adventures await us in our freshly lit barrens?
Öncelikle
A light elf statue in the desert. Odd.
On top of ancient elven ruins? I'd have to agree.
Öl da. Şu bir. Demin şurada bir yerde gördük. Lavuk.
You know, I would have beaten you.
What?
Earlier. If Atreus hadn't been there.
Perhaps.
We could go again. Find out for certain.
I would rather not.
I'll bet you wouldn't. A statue of my brother. How cool.
Hay ananı be.
That's odd. The runes are dark.
What purpose does all this serve, other than a testament to my brother's vanity?
Difficult to say without an inscription. But it looks like the elves built this place together, light and dark. Which means this would have been their first act of cooperation in generations. A far cry from lasting peace, but perhaps it served as a monument, one that symbolizes the potential for peace.
This statue may have survived Freya's absence, but a truce clearly did not. Monuments are useless to those who ignore their message.
He didn't create a truce through diplomacy alone. His godhood, his very presence is what healed this land and allowed peace to take root. But once he left, he had to have known what would happen.
Well, he had good reason to leave. Some jackass convinced his sister to marry a madman.
Evet. Yine bir bulmaca. Antin kuntin.
These crystals contain their own light.
You're right. Normally we'd have to provide our own. Perhaps slotting a crystal on the opposite side could shed some light on this mystery.
Monuments. Why restore this one?
It was hidden for some time. Perhaps now it can serve as a reminder.
Aye. Nothing reminds people of their history
Buraya
like
nasıl
chiseled,
ineceğiz?
well-lit marble.
Oraya nasıl ineceğiz?